All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. And I know it's difficult to attend a meeting on a Saturday morning. Well, we're coming to the end of our holidays, but here we are. So, thank you for switching on your videos. Anyways, so, you know, today's theme, musical instruments, is definitely something that we all will relate to because music has the power of giving us a sense of comfort no matter what sort of situation we are in, um, be it happiness or you're sad or you're stressed. Music definitely has the power to just take you away from all of that. I don't really have a lot of things to say about musical instrument because guitar सीखने का सपना बस सपना ही रह गया for me because I couldn't learn guitar at all. But if there's someone who has learned a musical instrument, I've always seen them being very attached to it, and it's really, really beautiful. Uh, I really have nothing else to say, but I'm sure our TMoD has something. So let's quickly begin the meeting. Before every Toastmasters meeting, we follow three golden rules. Rule number one is please take a second to put your noise making devices on silent. Okay, and rule number two is what was rule number two? Yeah, right. Rule number two is please keep your devices on mute when a speaker is speaking so as to not disturb them. And the third rule and the most important rule is though Toastmasters provides us a platform to express ourselves to the fullest, but when it comes to certain controversial or sensitive topics, just make sure to put it in such a way that the listeners do not get offended to it. Now I'll hand over the stage to the presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Sharanya.
Hi guys. Um, I know today unexpectedly our speaker 2 dropped out, our speaker 3 dropped out, hence their evaluators also dropped out. So we're around like 6, 7 people in today's meeting, which is sad, which has happened before and it probably can happen again, but it's okay. I'm happy that at least 7 people have turned up for today's meeting, even though it's like Saturday morning and I just woke up. My mom didn't even know what time the meeting is. She was like, don't you have something today? I was like, I have something today. And then I woke up. So before, so just so that we begin our meeting, number 253, I announced meeting number 253 open. And I don't have a gavel, but I have this nose looking spectacle holder. Okay. So for announcements today, we basically have the CIC as well as club coach forms that have been ruled out by the district. If you want to know what CIC and club coach is, you can approach any of the executive committee officers and they'll tell you about it, as well as the links that are there that came along with the poster. So go ahead and fill it out if you think that you are capable and you want to help a club out that is struggling. Then I like to talk about the motto of Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in better self confidence and personal growth. That's something we say at the beginning of every single meeting. So, because I am the TMoD for today, before I pass it on to myself, we have a guest, Sarvesh, who was there with us in the previous meeting also. Could you like unmute and tell us how has your date till now been, or if you want to share anything about musical instruments that you want to
Uh, Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. So, yeah, my day was fine only. Like I woke up as usual in the morning, and then I remembered that okay, there was a meeting at 10, and so I thought okay, like we'll see. Um, so so that's what musical instruments. Yes, generally music calms the mind, and it is interesting. Like I mean, it gives us a break from the regular life, and uh, it suits the mind, so that is good. And also like I don't know to play any musical instrument, but like I have listened to concerts and all, and also I think in this recent this last semester also we had this Amta Kalanjali, in that the Raga club playing music, and also there was this Raga competition and all. So I think um it, it was interesting, and like my favorite instrument is tabla, but I've like not, but I've not learned to play that yet, but like I feel like when I get a chance I can learn about it or something. So yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for attending today's meeting, and we look forward to seeing you in further meetings also. And soon we'll have offline meetings because college is going to start. I don't know if that is a good news or a bad news, but we'll find out when the new semester starts. So, without further ado, I like to start with the theme for today. So I chose this theme called musical instruments around 2 3 days ago, right? And yesterday I was attending this event, family function types, and there was this band, and it was made up of made up of kids. There was I think they're a couple of years younger than us, and outstanding musical instrument playing. There was one girl on the guitar, which is bass guitar. So it's just strumming in the background. And then one guy was on the electric guitar, and that held the entire or anything that they played, that was what was playing in the background. And then we had a guy who was, I guess, around 7 8 years old on the drums. And I was thinking about, wait, if he's 7 8 years now and he's doing so well, how long ago did he start playing the drums to get so good? So when I was around in fourth grade, my parents forcefully, literally forcefully took me out of the class, took me out of my house and enrolled me into keyboard classes. I did not, I hated them at that moment. I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to just sit and chill at home. But then for around 3 years, I attended classes, and it was, it is a nice experience because you're learning how to create sounds on your own. And at some point, it's healing. Like, throughout the chaos of the day, when you want to like sit back, just listen to some music, if you can play it on your own, it's even more amazing. You don't have to play an instrument to like an instrument. So sometimes I just walk on ATM road. You guys know ATM road, right? And I just listen to like piano music, and there are these trees and flowers from the trees falling. It's like a very good mood. You guys should try it out. So these days we use like electronic devices to listen to music and stuff. But electronic devices are very recent invention, right? But musical instruments, are they that recent? No. Musical instruments are dated back to 50,000, 60,000 years old. And the first instrument, can you guys guess what is the oldest possible instrument, musical instrument?
Electric guitar.
No, how, what? The fact that it's electric itself means it's not old. Aryan was playing the
Drums,
electric
maybe.
guitar 50,000 years ago. Huh?
Drums, maybe.
No?
Because you just get any rock, you tap it. I don't know.
Then flute would make sense. Flute.
Yeah. So flute is the correct answer. Uh, Flute is basically a cylinder, right? So that is the oldest instrument. So before we begin on with today's meeting, I like to tell something. Our organization just turned 100 years old today. Not 50,000, 60,000, but 100 years old is also a really big milestone. Toastmasters International was established on October 22nd, 1924 by Ralph C's medley. As of now, Toastmasters International has around 280,000 members across 144 different countries with 14,700 clubs right now. And each Toastmasters meeting has three segments: prepared speeches segment, which is unfortunately cut a little short today, then our table topic session, and the evaluation segment. So, for our evaluation segment, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Arpita, who says she prefers listening to music more than binging. Over to you, Toastmaster Arpita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. So, well, talking about music and like music instruments, yeah, I do prefer a lot towards listening to music than binging any show because I don't have any of the patience to like watch a huge series because it's so much of commitment. And also, I get screwed around with people when they tell that I pay for the Spotify premium, but I don't pay for uh, any of those OTT platforms, and I get screwed by my friends that you don't pay for this, but you pay for that. All right, that was my connection with music. Nobody might understand. I feel bad, but yeah. So for today, I'll be the general evaluator, and I'll be evaluating the meeting whole throughout. That how is it, which could be better and which were good and stuff. And before we move on to before I hand on the mic to set the stage towards Sharanya, I would like to introduce the timer for the day. Uh, so he says that if he could choose to spend his entire life in one place, it would be inside a grand piano, feeling each and every key. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan.
Hi everyone. Am I visible and audible? Just checking. Okay, so I think I'm one of those overconfident guys that thinks that he can play the tabla in like 2 seconds because of how easy it looks compared to other all instruments. But if I just start listing all the instruments I think I can play in 2 seconds, it'll take a long time for us. So today I will be doing the role of the timer. In my role as a timer, I will be recording how much time each and every one of you take in your speech, in your evaluation, in your role. And accordingly, I will be raising three cards, which is the green, yellow, and red. For the prepared speeches, which will be from 4 minutes to 6 minutes, at 4 minutes, I'll be raising the green card, which looks like, 1 second, which looks like this. And at 5 minutes, I'll be raising the yellow card, which looks like this. And at 6 minutes, I'll be raising the red card, which looks like this. For the table topics, I will be raising the yellow card at 1 minute, no, green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5, and red card at 2 minutes. So the green card at 1 minute would look like this, yellow at 1:30 would look like this, and red at 2 would look like this. I will be back with my report when called upon by General Evaluator Toastmaster Arpita at the end of the meeting. Now back to Toastmaster Arpita.
Thank you, Aryan, for that detailed explanation. Well, we have a linguist with us today, that is Toastmaster Dhanushree, and she says that be it herself or just walls in her room, a group of friends, or a crowded auditorium, she loves to talk. Over to you, Toastmaster Dhanushree.
Good morning, everyone. I want to share this one I don't know, you have to decide if it's interesting or not, but I think this is very uncommon because the kind of music that I listen to is weird because one moment I literally be listening to uh, pop, country music, the next moment I move on to rap, like one moment it's Taylor Swift, next moment it's Kanye West, and another moment is literally like 1980s, 1970s old Hollywood music. So the spectrum of music that I listen to is really, really broad. And I think that's like a clear indication of how much I love it and how much I'm exposed to it. And I was also grown up in a household that was very into music. My grandparents, 6 a.m. in the morning, there's music running in my house. And I woke up to all those 1970s, 80s Tamil music. And then my friends introduced me to rap and country and pop and everything. So I think it's really amazing the spectrum as a whole and everything that music offers to us. And today I will be the linguist. And as the linguist, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. Also, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is melophile, which means someone who's in love with music. And an example of the word in a sentence could be he can spend all his day listening to music. He's really a melophile. Idiom of the day is blow your own trumpet, which means to boast about one's abilities or achievements. And an example could be I hate to blow my own trumpet, but I think I did a pretty good job there. And as linguist, I will also take the role of an R counter, which is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will also listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase, such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker uses these expressions. Thank you, and all the best to all the speakers.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhanushree, for that very detailed introduction. Well, even I'll be back with my report in the end of the meeting. And yeah, with some good aspects and bad aspects of the meeting. And thank you, and over to the TMoD.
Thank you so much, tag team, as well as our general evaluator. So, before we begin with our prepared speeches segment, so yesterday when these drums were being played, I thought about the fact that wait, all of them look different, but they're the same thing at the end, right? There's one cylinder, there's a cloth wrapped on top. Why do all of them make a different sound, and like how do they differ from each other? So I did a bit of researching, and with that, I got to know that the larger the volume, so how the drum basically works is that the top head, when vibrated, goes inside, and then all the layers of air that are there within the cylinder, it's a hollow cylinder, get vibrated. Then the bottom layer of which is the bottom head again changes its shape because of the subsequent vibrations that happen, and that's how sound is produced. So, what is the theory behind different sounds being produced? It seems that if there is more volume, it's a deeper sound, and if there's less volume, there is brighter and more high pitched sound. So, how do you get large volume? First is if you have a large diameter, or if you have more height, you'll get a deeper sound. If you have a small diameter and a shallow looking drum, it'll be more sharp and a more high pitch. So that is the secret behind drums and how all of them make different sounds. So with that, let's move on to our prepared speeches. You know how all of us prepare so much for our speeches, practice. Some of us practice 1 or 2 days before, some of us practice for a long time. But that's the same thing with musical instruments. You cannot just start playing it one day. There goes a lot of practice into becoming a good musician. So, for our first speech today, we have Toastmaster Tapan, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Mansi. Toastmaster Tapan says, I have a memory of a goldfish that I forgot today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Tapan.
So, hello, a quick AV check. Am I audible and visible? Okay, thank you. Thank you, TMoD, for that introduction. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A very good morning to one and all. Today, my target speaker, Mansi, is giving her speech in L1P4 under the pathway of visionary communication. So, to know more about this project, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well organized and researched speech on any topic. I wish it looks interesting, right? So I wish all the best for my target speaker, Mansi, for talking on the stage. Thank you. Over to TMoD.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Tapan. Our first speech will be by our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mansi, who says music is her best friend. Toastmaster Mansi, a powerful love story. A powerful love story, Toastmaster Mansi. Over to you.
Thank you. So, if there was anything that I did throughout this vacation, then it was blatantly waste my time watching movies or web series. So, as someone who has a knack for movies that make me cry, this one particular movie just did the job. It's probably because of the fact that I grew up watching a lot of these animation movies that would emotionally stir me up, like, like Lion King or The Good Dinosaur. But even today, I find such movies extremely, extremely comforting. Let me tell you another secret. I could watch a psychopath murdering or butchering thousands and hundreds of people, and I wouldn't bat an eyelash. But when it comes to something happening to some sort of inanimate object or an animal in a film, I will be curled up in one corner and bawling my eyes out. So the title of the movie is Hachi, A Dog's Tale. Has anyone seen the movie or heard of the movie? Anyone?
Yes, I've seen and I've cried a lot of times.
All right, so there's someone who gets what I'm going to say. I This is a very simple yet heartwarming, heart touching, and heartbreaking. So I might not be able to do my best in putting that sort of emotion because you only get that when you watch it. But I'll keep it simple and easy for everyone to understand. So the story starts in Japan, where a monk finds a dog. So he picks the dog up, ties a tag around it, names it Hachi, and just ships it away from the monastery. Now, this dog in a package travels all around the globe and finally stops at a railway station. It escapes out of the package and runs here and there in the railway station and finally stops in front of a street. Now, this man picks up the dog. He is in his mid 40s or whatever. And in that nightly hour, unable to do anything, he just takes the dog home and promises his wife that he will give it away the very next day. But since we can predict, or because fate had it destined that way, the dog's the dog ends up being in this becoming a family member and ends up being with him. Now they form this really cute and loving, touching bond with each other, and they start playing with each other, going out here and there, and they form this cute routine. Now this man works as a professor in a college in a nearby town, so he has to travel by train every day to get there. He used to go to the railway station each morning, and this dog would accompany him to the railway station and watch him get on the train and go. And the dog would run back from the railway station to one small shop sort of thing, take its treat every morning, and run back to its home and sleep. Don't know what sort of magical power God has given these animals, but they can just sense time like this. Now, this dog wakes up, as the noon passes by, it wakes up and runs back to the railway station where in the evening where the professor is back from his work, and they both used to, cuddlingly, playingly move back to their home. Now, this was such a cute, dynamic love story, and but every love story has a sad part or a sad phase, and so as the story. Now, at this point of life where everything was perfect for both of them, this is when the professor suddenly dies. Now, the dog obviously is unaware about everything that has happening around him, and the professor's daughter ends up adopting the dog in his place. Now, the dog gets so sad about the absence of his owner that he runs back to the same very railway station and sits at the same spot, waiting for him in the hope that Some train might stop and his professor will come out of it. And he waits there ages and ages on end and nothing happens. And he dies there. Now, every person passing through that railway station who knows the story of the professor and the dog feel extremely bad about it, but there is nothing anyone can do because ultimately this was meant to happen. Nobody can stay on earth till the till the end. Everyone has to die at a point. But this short but very heart touching story definitely did leave an impact on me as a person because many people might say, oh, dogs love differently. Their love is different. But would you agree if I said that it's not just dogs, but every living creature loves in the same way? We all love and feel in the same very exact way, but it's just different in how we show it. I'll Let me explain this very point. I'll I hope this makes you understand the similarity between the story and what I'm going to say with respect to the humans. So I lost my grandfather about 4 to 5 years ago. And no, it's okay. Don't feel bad. He was a great man. He was a great father, great grandfather, a great husband, a great friend, and he had a complete life. So it's been 4 years down the lane. And even today, my grandmother uses the same medicine box that he used to once use. His walking stick is still lying around somewhere in her room. And my mother still drinks her coffee every day from the same cup that he used to. One of my uncles, has his picture in his wallet and on his screensaver in his phone. Another of my uncle uses the same pillow and the plate that his dad used to use. So the fact that we all look for the people we love in the small things. So I don't know why a lot of uh, romantic movies or love stories try to make such a simple and soothing thing to seem very heartbreaking or complex because love is simple. It's the same for everyone and everything, and it's the same between everyone and everything. So, as I see it fit, that love is directly proportional to the memories. So, ultimately, it's the memories that you carry with that person that, you know, cherish with you throughout. And it's in the small things and not the big things that someone does for you. It's the little things that come together and make a huge impact. And as I say this, it reminds me of this one beautiful quote. Someone once beautifully put it. It says, "Zindagi lambi nahi, badi honi chahiye," which means life should be big and not long. So, in the time that we have as a person, what sort of impact we are creating around and among us is what makes us stand out. So, the biggest takeaway that I got from the movie and through everything, and something that I would love to give it to you guys, is that when we're gone, someone has to cry because we aren't there, but also make someone smile because you were there. I mean, what is life if not this? Thank you.
That was a wonderful speech, and I feel like I am definitely going to go search that movie up and maybe watch it today itself, if possible. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mansi. So, next up, we have our table topic session by Toastmaster Abhiram. But before that, talk about impromptu coming up on stage that requires a lot of confidence. And the same thing is with playing instruments. For example, so I learned the keyboard for around 3 years, and then one fine day there was this annual function that was happening in our school. I was in around eighth grade, and I very confidently decided, okay, I'll go give the band auditions. So I enter this, it was in the theater room. There were so many other people who were like, who I've actually heard them play and they play really well. And I'm this like person who is just newly started, doesn't know anything. But I was like, okay, I'll try. Maybe I'll make it. And I went there and I think I played a rhyme or something. And the sir that was in charge of music, he like stared down at me like, "You serious?" So I didn't get through for the auditions, obviously. But I had the wonderful chance of playing the national anthem, I guess, the following year. And I remember carrying my keyboard. So the in our college, in our school, the ground floor, the basement was the one with all the instruments, the musical room, and my class was up on the fourth floor, which is the highest floor. I used to tug my keyboard day in and day out just for practicing for about a week. And it was an amazing experience being able to perform in front of the entire school, which is probably, I don't know, 2,000 people. And it requires a lot of courage. And I think those who play instruments require a lot of courage because you don't know how the other person is going to react, how the crowd is going to react, but you have to trust in the music that you are playing. So I guess the same thing you have to do when you're giving table topics. So I like to give the stage to Toastmaster Abhiram. Toastmaster Abhiram did not give me an intro, so I'm going to make up an intro of myself. Toastmaster Abhiram looks scary, but he's not. He's totally the opposite of that. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhiram.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. I hope I'm audible and visible. Okay. So, how's the Josh, everyone? Personally, my Josh is a bit low after Toastmaster Mansi told me about the Hachi tale. That's very emotional for me. Okay, anyway. So, as Toastmaster Mansi mentioned earlier, how she struggled with the guitar, I've had a similar experience. So, as much as I wanted to learn how to play a guitar, I guess the guitar did not share my enthusiasm because of my atrocious skills. Every time I would try to play, the strings would shriek as though calling out in horror, "Spare me." Imagine the plight of the audience had I forced myself to learn. So, with this as an introduction to my horrendous stint with musical instruments, allow me to begin with the table topic session for today. So, we all know how helpful the impromptu speaking skills are in our day to day life. Taking all of you back to our childhood memories, when the teacher asks you for your homework and you come up with a most believable excuse. And the best part is, we never run out of these excuses. So, this makes us, so we are already masters of this art. So, if that was for survival, then why not hone up the skills to our advantage today in the table topic session? So, a table topic is a topic given to you on the spot, which you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. As the timer already mentioned, you will be shown a green card at 1 minute, a yellow at 1.5 minutes, and the red card at 2 minutes. You will have to finish your speech by max 2.5 minutes, where the last 30 seconds are there for. You'll be given 30 seconds to think before your timing has started. However, you should note that timing will start with the first word you speak or any gesture to the audience to start your speech. So if you want to think for 30 seconds, you have to do it without mentioning that you're taking a 30-second buffer. So to make it a bit interesting, I'll be spinning the wheel to decide upon the speakers. So let me share my screen, please. Can everyone see the screen? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so our first speaker is Toastmaster Dhanushree. Toastmaster Dhanushree, please choose a number between 1 to 7.
I'll go with 3.
Okay. The question for you, or rather the situation for you is, you find a magical flute that makes everyone dance when you play it. Where would you take it and why? Over to you, Toastmaster Dhanushree.
Last week, I went to this old age home, and I would say it was a very wholesome experience. I was very happy to be there. I was very happy to, uh, you know, watch so many people with so many different ideologies so many different life experiences. I got to understand how life was so different yet beautiful for too many different people. But there was also this one side of my heart that came back, that came back sad, that came back, why is it that some people have to go through something more difficult, but yet they went through it and they came back really strong. So if I got that fluid, I think I would want to go back to that same old age home, and I would want to make everyone who belong to that old age home like get up and dance, because I think they really deserve it. I At that moment when I went there, I also realized maybe I could have danced, maybe I could have also made them dance along with me, but I don't know. It was a very momentary thing. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't express really well. But now that I think about it, I think that would be amazing. That would be something that would make me feel so wholesome, and that kind of happiness and satisfaction that I'm going to get out of it. I think it's very supreme to watch someone he's so happy. Like, I don't know for how long they're going to live, but I think these last moments, if it's all so cheerful, and I think there's a lot of talent also in them. I really want to go back to that old age home if I got that flute, and I want to dance with them. I want to make them dance. I want to have that experience. So that's something that I would do. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhanushree. Uh, I do agree. I think all the old age home people need is a bit of love and affection. So you're a very kind person. Okay, so since we have a guest, I would like to call upon the guest. Sarvesh, can we please have you on stage?
Yes.
And can you
One
choose a number
second.
between one to, yeah, sure.
So I should turn on camera, right? Or
Yeah,
is it?
if you
Okay.
can.
Yeah. Am I
Okay, so
audible and
please choose,
visible?
yeah, you are.
Okay.
Okay, so please choose a number between 1 and 7, except 3.
6.
6. Okay, so the question for you is, how can playing musical instruments bring down the stress levels from our otherwise serious, hectic, and fast lives? Over to you, Sarvesh.
Okay, so I would like to start by saying that so music is an important thing in like in everyone's lives, which can make us feel better. So especially in like when we are in times of stress, it really relaxes the mind. It calms the mind. There's also scientific evidence which shows that mm, music can like help us to feel better and um, help us to reduce the stress and also make us more joyful. So also in the like in many situations we can see that like in case like some exam or something is there and we are stressed out or like really worried and we prepare hard and then after it's over we feel better. So then uh, that time we feel to listen to some music so that we feel better and then and also like especially I've heard people say that especially when they're in a bad mood or some like fight has happened or they have lost some near and dear ones, so to make them feel better they listen to music so that they can get going to their normal life. So that is one thing I would like to tell. And then yeah. So, one like even though we might not be able to play any instrument, even listening to music itself makes us feel better. So, um, hence I would like to conclude by saying that though we might do many things in life. Music is one thing which can make our lives better. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarvesh. I agree with you. Before every exam, I listen to some motivational music, and regardless of how the exam goes, I'm into my raps and etc. So, okay, so with that, I'll share my screen again. Just 1 second. Yeah, so is my screen visible? Visible? Sorry. Hello. Okay. Toastmaster Mansi, can we please have you on stage?
I have a power cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with another one. Toastmaster Tapan, can you choose a number between 1 and 7, except 3 and 6?
7. That's all
7.
for a reason.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so which is your favorite musical instrument and why?
Okay. Okay, and now I'm starting. So when it comes to musical instruments, I don't have any knowledge about it. Means I never, even for a photo sake, I never touched a musical instrument. But most of the time, not only me, all of us will listen to music whenever we are stressed, whenever even if we don't get sleep at the night time, we listen to music. So I don't know what is the situation. So if you see before COVID, we I think I don't know about you, but about I'm talking about myself. I never listened to this music apps like Spotify or Geo7. But from the last few years, using this app means there is extreme rise in using these apps. So what kind of music I got attracted to is mostly sometimes it will be mass songs, sometimes it will be a rom-com types of songs. But which I cannot say what musical instrument I play, but I like what musical instrument I like. That is flute. Even it is in movies or even it is while listening to the songs. Whenever there is a music used by flute, played by flute, that music will be very nice. Whether it is in movie called Kartikeya 2, you may know that music. So I cannot say what musical instrument I like, but I can say flute music will be my favorite music. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tapan. And mastering a flute is extremely difficult for people who actually know how to play musical instrument. I'm sure Toastmaster Sharanya can agree. Okay, with that, let me spin the wheel again. Okay, Toastmaster Arpita, please choose a number.
Wait, what are choices do I have again?
You have 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Okay, I'll go with 4.
Okay. Your situation is you wake up one
Hmm.
day and can play any instrument perfectly. What's the first song you play and on which instrument?
All right. I'll take 30 seconds time to think about it. Okay, so I'm not sure many of you have heard about this, but since childhood, my dad and I have been a huge fan of Michael Jackson, and I think it's because of him. And if I wake up one day and I could like uh, play one instrument together, it would be drums, of course, because those give me some kind of, I don't know, they just their tune or like their voice or there be anything that they just wake me up or like just give me those goosebumps when I just listen to them. So I think if have any one of you guys heard of this music called "They Don't Really Care About Us" by Michael Jackson? They use this Brazilian drums, and yeah, the whole music just gives you a huge amount of energy in the morning. And yeah, the lyrics and let it be anything, they just give you the proper amount of energy, and the drums and the integration with all of the instruments, which he and of course MJ's voice, it just goes hand in hand. And I think, yeah, as I told you, since childhood, I've been an MJ fan, and thanks to my dad who introduced me to this. So it's been the same. I think there are some things which haven't changed since your childhood. It's been the same energy all the time. And yeah, I do get some kind of nostalgia behind it, that how I used to listen when I was small, and then how I started understanding the whole, the lyrics of it and everything. So it just gives you some different way of listening to the music and your different thoughts on that, because you're not the same person all the time. So with that, yeah, that would be me playing drums. Thank you, and I would give back the stage to Toastmaster Abhiram.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arpita. Uh, Timer, how many more table topic sessions can I do? How many more speakers can I call?
I think you can call all
Okay,
because we
sure.
don't have two speakers, right? So I think we have time to spare.
But okay, I can call three more speakers. So yeah.
Sure.
I hope all of you can see the wheel spinning. Okay, Aryan.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so your options are one,
Wait,
two,
wait,
and
wait. One
five.
second. Someone else has to time for me. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. Toastmaster Arpita, your timing? Okay, done. So Aryan, your options are one, two, and five.
One second. I'll turn on my camera. Sorry. What are the options again?
One, two, and five.
See, obviously, I would have gone for 7 originally, which is the GOAT Messi's number. But I'll
That's
go
not
for
okay.
I'll go for 5, 5.
Okay. So you have the power to turn anything into a musical instrument. What everyday objects do you transform and why?
Okay, I think I'll take the 30 seconds. Okay, so music play a very important part in our life. You know, most of us go in this world unknowingly or knowingly loving music, no matter what we do. For some of us, it's flute. For some of us, it's the piano. For some of us, it's hard rock music where they scream their lungs out, right? But everyone has their own taste. So I think there are two directions you can go with this. You can make something very mundane as a musical instrument, like a book or a pen or sanitizer for all I care, where you're in the class, you're bored, you have your low volume, and you just start going full one direction, or you start going full Beatles while the teacher is teaching laws of motion. Or you can go fully different direction and your bathroom activities can become as a musical instrument. A task that is already so seen negatively, one that people don't like, the one with dirty smell. Imagine every time you peed, you heard Justin Bieber singing. Or every time you did number two, you heard Taylor Swift giving the best performance of her life. So that is what is my idea of having a musical instrument in a place that is not seen before, so that you can have fun in the moments where it's boring or where you don't want to do anything, but the work can do it for you. Imagine every time you took a pee, a beautiful melodious harmony played. I think it would improve the experience of the journey. So that is my idea of what normal object I would turn into a musical instrument. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. That's typically weird of Toastmaster Aryan. So, moving on. Since we have only 2 spots left, who would like to volunteer to go first? Sharanya or Nikhilesh?
Wheel.
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, Sharanya.
Never mind. Okay, let's go.
Okay, 1 or 2?
2.
Okay. So, you've opened a musical instrument store. Explain how you would attract customers and which instruments would be your best sellers.
Okay. Okay, realistically speaking, I have read a couple of books, and one book that I'm currently reading, it begins in the setting of a musical store, where some like romance picks up. So I would like to make my um, music shop really pretty looking to like have such lovable vibes. So if you guys know me, I really like the color pink. So the whole shop will be pink in color. The walls will be pink, the shelves will be pink, everything will be pink. And all the instruments will have like interesting colors, okay? Like red like Taylor Swift's guitar, and then I'll have green guitars. I don't know if it exists, but all sorts of colors possible, and this will definitely attract customers into my shop. And then as each of them come by and look at the instruments, if I had the talent to, I would try to play a bit of music for them and tell them the story or the history behind each instrument, and how it actually works and the physics behind it. And hopefully that will make them want to delve into playing that instrument more. So I think arousing that interest in them is something that I'll definitely try to do, so that they leave the shop with a musical instrument and then be happy playing it. So that is it. Back to the Toastmaster. Table topic, Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. I'm sure we've all seen in Church Street, there's a musical store and they come and play outside and attract customers. So, okay, can we have our last speaker, Toastmaster Nikhilesh? Okay,
Am I
so
audible?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So you don't have any options.
Well,
So
thank you.
the question for you is: have you ever wanted to learn any musical instrument? If yes, please share your experience.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, thank you for this wonderful question, Toastmaster Abhiram. So musical instruments, yes. Can I actually list them down, or should I actually give one?
Anything.
I
I think
right.
the more the better.
Right, yeah. So of course, when I started off, like not started off, I didn't learn any instrument as such. I think everyone is aware of that. One of the first songs which I ever listened to in Bollywood was Aao Milo Chalo from Jab We Met. So it has a very good guitar, this thing, the guitar tune in it is very good. So I was very much fascinated by guitars to begin with. That movie is from 2005, if I'm not wrong. And by the time I was, 6, 7 years old, I had listened to it and I was like, okay, I want to learn this. Guitar was okay. So obviously, guitar was the first option given that that was played in that song. And then, of course, the famous Bran Adams, all of them, use that. And guitar was a very fashion statement kind of thing. So obviously, I was fascinated with guitar. But then, yeah, slowly I realized that drums happen to be much more cooler. You go something all of that. But yeah, eventually, so yeah, for short stint, I was very much fascinated by guitars. And then finally, now I've settled down to flute. Flute, because flute, it's a bit elegant, suits the kind of aids the kind of music I listen to. It complements it, soothing, pretty nice, and it gives you, and it's not, people don't play it very often. Like there's hardly any people we see who play flutes. We see people who play guitars, drums, keyboard, violin, and all of that. But yeah, I think I'll settle with flute now. But at this point, maybe yeah, I'll learn any instrument which is there. Just as a skill, I would like to take on any instrument. But yeah, I'll go for guitar or flute, anything. Back to the tabletop with master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhilesh. I wish I get some motivation and pick up a few instruments on my own. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of the table topic session. Thanks to everyone who participated today. And I hope it was enlightening, and I hope it got your morale a bit higher. So back to the TMoD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhiram. I think you deserve to blow your own trumpet with the type of topics that you picked up. So, not just about playing instruments, I want to talk about instances where listening to instruments for me has been a wonderful experience. First is my first year class. So, here in Amrita, first 2 semesters, like each 2 semesters, we are in the same classroom, right? And my first year, I was like to Sarvesh mentioned about Raga. So, the classroom where Raga practices was like exactly diagonal to my classroom. So it's like throughout the day and even after classes, you could like hear instruments the entire time. And their windows are usually closed, but you can like go peek in and just listen to them playing throughout the day. And that is something that I remember from induction because they said that this particular room was the music room. And I was very thankful that I got placed exactly with it. So that Raga's music is amazing. Raga is a club in our college, by the way. Secondly, so this is an interesting sort of story. Okay, the dentist which I used to go to like couple of years back had this really nice tune playing in the background. So I don't know I don't know the name of that tune. It is just a musical tone, and I don't like say a musical tone is playing. How do you get to know what song is that? There is like literally no way. And back then we didn't even have like technology of like song recognition and stuff. So I don't even remember how it sounds because it was so many years back. But if it plays now, I'll know that it was that particular song. Then cut to 2 years later when I was in 8th grade or 9th grade, the first day of school for that year, in the assembly, just before the assembly, they play the exact same tune again. And I kind of go mad. I go start running into the corridor, and again, I have no way of no. And you couldn't even take phones. If I had a phone, I'd probably record it. But I have no way of having recorded what that song was. So still, I hope I come across that tune someday again. And this time, I'll make sure to find out what it was. That being said, lastly, I said I used to go for keyboard classes, right? The best part of that class was at the end of the class, after practicing the entire class, one by one, we all would play whatever song we were practicing. And that was the most nerve-wracking experience. But say you're the last person who's going to play, it is kind of healing the fact that you get to hear so many different people. But at the end, your chance is going to come and you're going to be in that position and you might mess up. And I have messed up a couple of times and you get an evaluation by our teacher. So with that, we'd like to proceed into the general evaluation segment by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Arpita. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. Well, moving on, to evaluate Toastmaster Mansi, we have Toastmaster Tapan. Can we have Toastmaster Tapan on the stage, please?
Hello. So coming to the evaluation part of Toastmaster Mansi's speech. The purpose of her speech is to deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. I think she fulfilled the purpose of the speech. She started about talking about her vacation, and then she started speaking about a movie, which brought some mood into her vacation. She did not tell about the movie, but she started describing. She did not tell the name of the movie, but she started describing the movie. So it created a sense of interest about which movie she's going to talk. So I thought maybe she was talking about Kalki because that was the recent biggie. But then she named something called Hutsi, right? Hutsi. I don't even know the movie, but she was able to establish the core essence of the movie before our eyes. So even when she's talking about the movie, about the bonding between dog, about the love between animals and humans, I remember the scene in Magadera that when hero he is into the sand pit, the horse will come to save him. I think she was successful in establishing the core essence of the movie before our eyes. Then she went on to establish her actual point. That is, love is same between anyone else. It is same between any person and anything. And then she quoted examples of her family. So, and this create. So this speech went on to be a simple but a cute one, nice one. But it is also well organized. But the thing is, she was short of her speech length. She was supposed to speak for 5 minutes to 7 minutes, but I think she spoke only 4 minutes 50 seconds. It is okay. There is no problem in it because there will be 30 seconds of buffer time, so she can increase her speech length a bit. And also one more thing is she I think she did not stand while speaking. It would be nice if she stood up. If she stood up and gave some hand gestures about it. Apart from that, everything is very good in our speech. Okay, over to general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tapan. That was a very detailed evaluation. A couple of things which I would like to recommend you is, yeah, you did relate a lot towards how she, explained about stuff, and you did relate that which could be. But in the start, you start with a good energy and start with whatever you liked about her, and you can take one of the good things about her and put it in showcase it. Okay, that would be my suggestion for you. Coming to Toastmaster Mansi, well, you conveyed your emotions throughout the speech. It was a uh, huge, great. I mean, it was great. The way you conveyed your whole emotions. I'm sure I'm gonna go and watch that movie again because I got reminded of my own dog when uh, he was there with me. So kudos in that. Things which you could have improved on is your voice modulation. Even though your voice modulation was on, like, it was proper, but you could have done it more better. Which, for example, uh, you're telling a story, right? So you could have, made people more curious. You didn't make people more curious, but a little bit more. I think you could add on that. And now, moving on, we have the linguist report. Can I have Toastmaster Dhanushree on the board, please?
Right. Um, so I'll first go with the best part of the meeting. I'll state some of the beautiful phrases used by our speaker. We had phrases like stir me up, wouldn't mind an eyelash, bawling my eyes out, scream their lungs out, delve into the harmony. And also, Toastmaster Mansi used this very simple yet beautiful statement: life shouldn't be big, life should be big and not long. And that particular statement, even though it was like so simple, I think it just made me wonder so much as to how I should be living, and in fact how all of us should be living. It's not about how long we live, but it's about what we offer to the world and the experience and the journey as a whole. And also a few grammatical errors and here and there. So I'll be just stating some of them. Has happening could be is happening or has been happening, because I think it was intended to be in the present tense. And instead of played by the flute, it could be played the flute. Even it is this or that could be even if it is this or that, a conditional statement. And hand gestures about that could be hand gestures with it. Moving on to the crutches and fillers that were used by our speakers. Toastmaster Tapan used four times, so three times. Toastmaster Mansi used so two times, but three times, and also like a repeater till once. Toastmaster Sarvesh used 19 times, so eight times, and but three times. Toastmaster Nikhilesh used two times. Toastmaster Sharanya used two times, and so three times. And the idiom of the day was used by Toastmaster Sharanya, so kudos to that. And nobody used the word of the day for today's meeting, but I strongly encourage all speakers to use the word of the day and idiom of the day in the meetings further. So that is it with my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhanushree. That was a very detailed report indeed. Um, yeah, so everything was proper. Now we have Toastmaster Aryan on the board, please.
Am I audible? Okay, so first of all, great meeting everyone. I know it's a bit less people compared to the normal time. Saturday morning, everyone's tired. Even I woke up 5 minutes before the meeting. So, but I think it's a great effort. So kudos to Toastmaster Sharanya also for organizing everything, making sure all the role takers are here. So I will be presenting my timer report where I will be telling how much time each person took and if they were in the time limit or not. If they are outside the time limit, they will not be eligible for the best of winners at the end of the meeting. Now, I will be honest, I might have not been the most accurate in taking the time reports because of how cultivating and how good many of your table topic or speeches was, because in the starting only I got so pulled. After 3 seconds, I realized, oh my God, I have another job to do, which is to take time. So I will start from starting. Toastmaster Dhanushree first took 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Toastmaster Mansi took 4 minutes, 55 seconds, which is inside the timing because there's a 30-second buffer before also. Toastmaster Tapan in his table topic took 1 minute, 42 seconds. Toastmaster Arpita also took 1 minute, 42 seconds. Again, all of it inside. Toastmaster Sarvesh took 2 minutes 10 seconds, but it is considered inside because of the 30-second buffer, which is there also after the thing, and he spoke the longest. So kudos to you on that. Then we have Toastmaster Aryan, myself, which is 1 minute 34 seconds. Toastmaster Sharanya spoke for exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Nikhilesh spoke for 2 minutes and 3 seconds in his table topic. Toastmaster Tapan spoke for 2 minutes and 36 seconds in his evaluation. Toastmaster Dhanushree in her linguist report spoke for 1 minute 52 seconds. So good job to everyone for staying inside the time limit and not exceeding it or going too under. And now back to Toastmaster Arpita for her report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. That was a very detailed report, and you let know people what would be more. I mean, what was the buffer time and what was the accurate time. One suggestion from my side is to keep your video on all the time so that they can ping you and then see your backgrounds. All right. So overall meeting. The meeting should have started at 10 and it started at 10:11, I guess. So we could work on that again. Overall meeting, I don't think I'm supposed to evaluate table topic masters or like TMoD because they all are impromptu roles. So yeah. With that, I'd like to close my report for today and over to you, TMoD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arpita. So that being said, hold on. Yeah, spotlighting takes a bit of time. So that brings us to nearly the end of our meeting 253 musical instruments. So to share more about musical instruments, I'd like to talk about the trumpet. So you guys have all heard the trumpet, right? Before, have all of you heard the trumpet? Either audio, if not, yeah. So how the trumpet works is basically it works on the principle of there's this length or a column of air, and changing the length of the column of air changes the type of sound that is being produced. So basically, the longer the column of air, the more lower means deeper type of sound is produced. So a regular trumpet has four valves which control the length of the column of air of the cylinder. So is the first valve's length, the trumpet's length becomes around 160 millimeters. So basically, it lowers the tone of the note by one. The second valve is a little smaller than the first valve and it lowers the note by a semitone. The third valve lowers the note by around 1.5 tones, and the fourth valve reduces it by 2.5 tones. So basically, these valves work in such a way that once you use each valve, the length of the column of air increases and hence lowers the note. The last two are the longest valves. The second one, I don't know why, but it's smaller, and the first one being a little bit bigger than the second valve. That that's how a trumpet works. Then I was thinking about what other instrument can I like consider, and guitar is something that we have learned in physics before, I guess, in 10th grade and brings back trauma, so I won't talk about it. There's this instrument called an accordion. So if you guys don't know what an accordion is, it works like there are these zigzag plates, and at both ends, and at one end, there's a small piano. So this is what an accordion is, and how it works is that when you expand these zigzag plates are called bellows, and you have to press these keys that are there at the end, which cause something called pallets to open, through which air passes through these zigzag plates called reeds. And these reeds are the ones that vibrate to produce sound. So that is how an accordion works, or a brief of how accordion works. So, as we come to an end, I would like to tell there are different types of instruments. Firstly, there are stringed instruments, say the violin or the guitar, where plucking strings, that is physics 10th grade trauma, gives produces sound. Then we have wind instruments like the trumpet I talked about, and the flute, which I mentioned was the oldest instrument. You change the column length of the column of air and then produce sound. Then we have percussion instruments, very fancy name for things like drums, where you cause a plate to vibrate to produce sound. Then we have electronic instruments, like I talked about the event that I attended yesterday. So you manipulate sound waves manually in electronic instruments. It's much more recent. Last but not the least, we have keyboard instruments, where if you look at piano basically, if you look at the plate that opens up, it's actually made up of a bunch of strings. So when you play these keyboard instruments, you're basically striking strings to produce sound. So those are the types of instruments. By ending, I would like to say that if you have ever wanted to play an instrument, go ahead, try it. And if you have it laying around in your friend's house, you should totally try playing an instrument. And you should try listening to instruments from all around the world. That is something I like doing. I really like listening to pure instrumental music on Spotify and of a lot of Asian countries, because all of us have different types of instruments. Like we have our sitar and stuff. So every country has its own culture and story behind each instrument, and they sound beautiful, honestly. So that is it for today's theme. And with that, I'd like to pass on to the presiding officer, which again is me, and I will announce the winners of today's meeting. So for that, Toastmaster Arpita, do we have the forms ready?
Yep, I'll just send it across.
Okay.
It's in the chat.
To our okay, let's. The link is in the chat. Let's all go ahead and vote. Arpita, when you get like around 8 responses, you can send across the form to me on WhatsApp, or like the results on WhatsApp. So with today's meeting, we began with around 8 people, and I was constantly worried that that 8 number is going to drop throughout the meeting. And I kept looking at that people symbol with a number beside. I'm so happy everyone stuck around till the end. We had an amazing table topic session where everyone had to speak. So I think at least everyone was in front of their screens, right? And it was a fun meeting. It wasn't bad, considering that we just had 9 people. So I'm really thankful to all of you for turning up for today's meeting. Do we have everyone voted? Is
Yeah,
voted even a okay? You can
I should
send me
get
the result.
8 responses in total, right?
Yeah, except you.
There are there are 7 responses. There's I think one person who has to die.
Can you guys
Do it.
raise your hands if you have voted? I think 7 is good.
7 is good?
You
Okay,
can,
good.
yeah, you can send it to me.
Yep, it's sent to your WhatsApp. You can just open the responses when and thank you. Everybody.
But then I don't have the access to the form, so
Oh wait, I think I did that.
you can send me screenshots or you can just tell me the names of the people who won.
Okay, cool. I'll send you the screenshot.
Are you guys excited that college is going to start in 4 days? Realization
No,
hit me yesterday night that in 4 days college is going to
I'm
start.
taking an extension.
When are you coming back, Abhiram?
21st. I thought I'll come on 1st August, but
Huh? That's like 13
no, we're
days.
expecting a new posting, so I thought I'll stay with my father.
Anyways, the first 2 weeks nothing happens. Teachers also rarely turn up.
Yeah,
So
but
it's okay.
me and attendance don't go too well. So.
Engineering students and attendance don't go well.
Hey, you and medical certificates go very well, da.
Yes, that's all. That is my only hope. I survived last semester because of that.
So do you guys want to know the story behind this the thing that I use as my gavel? So basically, this is a nose. Okay, this my friend gifted to me in back in 8th grade, and it's used to like keep your glasses like this. It's not really functional, but I have it on my desk, and
It looks like
it
a
looks
stone,
cool.
basically, that stone emoji.
Yeah, the gray stone emoji. It looks like that statue emoji.
Yep, I think I've sent it to you.
Okay. So for our what should I announce first? Okay. Our best of tag team is a tie between the only 2 role takers that we had, Toastmaster Dhanushree and Toastmaster Aryan. Guys, virtual clap. Let's go. Then best of table topics is our guest, Sarvesh. Let's go. It's like it does not happen often that a guest gets the best of table topics. So very good job. Best of speech evaluators, we have Toastmaster Tapan. We had only one speech evaluator because of this one speech. Then we have Best of Speakers, Toastmaster Mansi. Thank you so much for giving a speech today, even though the other two dropped off. Then Best of Big Four is me. And Arpita has written you, exclamatory mark 4 times. Thank you. So, with that being said, I would like to call meeting number 253 closed. The session is open for networking, but before that, we have to take a picture because we upload on YouTube every single meeting. So, we have a YouTube channel. We upload every single meeting over there, and the thumbnail is the picture that we take at the end of the meeting. Okay. Mansi, your power cut is still going on. No? Okay, smile. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for attending today's meeting. You are free to leave, or if you want to stay and talk, that's
Hey, I'm
also
just
okay.
glad the background wasn't spaceship again. All the YouTube thumbnails, there's some or the other random thing.
Oh, God. Next meeting. I will get a
No, the
spaceship
classroom one
and we
was
put it in the
epic.
back of Rama.
The
Which one?
classroom one was the best. The classroom.
Yeah.
That
Sanitha and the
was,
first bench, which will never happen.
I know, I know.
Hey, other all also, spaceship was there, sea was there, everything is there. I feel bad when I'm uploading the YouTube videos thumbnails. Like, what is this? Who is going to see it
Yeah,
actually?
Aryan asks, okay, is there a normal picture? I'm like, no, this is normal picture.
Experimenting
Okay.
is good.
Chalo, nice. I'll get going. I think you guys
How many
enjoy.
did you guys have breakfast? Did you guys eat?
So that's what.
Yes.
That's where I'm going now.
Me too.
Bye, 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 bye.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And thank you, I think.